This year has been absolutely wild for no-holds-barred celebrity rows. Our favorite band split up, the royal family descended into chaos after a bombshell Oprah interview, and Britney Spears was finally freed from her conservatorship and is possibly now plotting revenge. Whenever a public spat emerges between high-profile figures, we love nothing more than grabbing some popcorn and eagerly watching the drama unfold. But who fell out in a big way this year? Let's remind ourselves. Get the news you want straight to your inbox. Sign up for a Mirror newsletter. Jesy Nelson vs Little Mix. Little Mix fans were heartbroken but perhaps not surprised when Jesy Nelson announced she was quitting the band. At the time, the "shout-out to my ex-singer" stated her reasoning for leaving Perrie Edwards, Jade Thirlwall, and Leigh-Anne Pinnock was due to mental health. Some die-hard Little Mix fans could see her departure from the band coming for a while after several clues, including a video where Jesy looked bored and uncomfortable, and Perrie cropping her out of a picture. But an insider close to the girl band revealed Perrie, Leigh-Anne, and Jade were not told about the decision and only realized once they saw Jesy's lengthy Instagram statement. After they got over the shock, the Little Mix girls are believed to have scrambled together a statement in support of Jesy, insisting that they will always love her. In a later interview, Jesy admitted she hadn't spoken to the trio since she quit the band, and they all unfollowed each other on social media. In August, it was reported that the former bandmates now only communicate through lawyers. It was also claimed that there was tension over Jesy's new music, with fears that it would sound just like Little Mix music. That month, Leigh-Anne and Perrie gave birth to their first children within days of each other, but Jesy didn't congratulate either of them publicly. As Jesy quickly launched her own solo career, she sparked a huge controversy as people accused her of blackfishing, where someone uses black culture and aesthetics for profit but isn't black themselves. Leigh-Anne, who had made her own documentary about racism in the pop industry, said she'd warned Jesy before about this in a friendly, educational manner, but Jesy denied it was ever brought up. A source told The Sun, Leigh-Anne had a conversation with Jesy, trying to explain why she was upset and why it could be offensive. She felt she had to address it while making her racism documentary, but it apparently fell on deaf ears. For Jesy to now claim that it has never been mentioned to her before is really rude. It's upsetting she hasn't taken any of this on board. Speaking to The Guardian, Jesy said, "The whole time I was in Little Mix I never got any of that. Then I came out of the band, and people all of a sudden were saying it. It's just hard for me because I was in a group with 2 women of color for 9 years and it was never brought up to me up until the last music video I did with them." Next, in a live stream with collaborator Nicki Minaj, Jesy smirked as the rapper tore into Leigh-Anne in a lengthy rant, calling her jealous and a clown. Many of Jesy's followers were furious that she didn't defend Leigh-Anne, who has also battled online bullying that left her feeling suicidal. Leigh-Anne, who recently welcomed wins, then defended her character in an emotional birthday speech that seemed to be in response to Nicki's cruel remarks. The most recent update in the ongoing feud came as Jesy was pictured cozying up to Leigh-Anne's ex-boyfriend Lucien Labuschagne, whose face she was seen cradling. Britney Spears vs her family. This year, after 13 long years, pop icon Britney Spears was released from a conservatorship that took away her freedom, her ability to control her own money, have a family and travel freely, amongst other things. The conservatorship was set up by her father Jamie, who Britney said should be in jail, adding that she wished to sue her entire family over the arrangement. She took savage swipes at her family, including mum Lynn and sister Jamie Lynn, in a court testimony and on social media. Britney blasted Jamie Lynn for performing her songs at a number of awards ceremonies a number of years ago when the singer was going through a difficult time in her life. Jamie Lynn performed Britney's songs at the Radio Disney Music Awards in 2017, alongside pop stars including Hailee Steinfeld, for a tribute performance dedicated to Britney, who had received an Icon Award. Years later, Britney has still not forgiven her sibling for stealing her limelight while she was at her lowest. She furiously penned, "I had been begging to put my new music in my show for my fans. So I quit. I don't like that my sister showed up at an awards show and performed my songs to remixes. My so-called support system hurt me deeply. This conservatorship killed my dreams. So all I have is hope, and hope is the only thing in this world that is very hard to kill. Yet people still try." Jamie Lynn then wrote on Instagram, "May the peace of the Lord be with you, and your spirit." In what seemed to be a thinly veiled response, Britney wrote on her own page, "May the Lord wrap your meanie up in joy today." After years of silence, Jamie Lynn finally spoke out against the conservatorship, stating publicly that if Britney wants to be free of it, she should be. But it was too little too late for Britney, who wrote, "Never forget who ignored you when you needed them and who helped you before you even had to ask. There's nothing worse than when the people closest to you who never showed up for you post things in regard to your situation, whatever it may be, and speak righteously for support. There's nothing worse than that. How dare the people you love the most say anything at all? Did they even put a hand out to even lift me up at the time? How dare you make it public that now you care? Did you put your hand out when I was drowning? Again, no." In another recent post, Britney claimed she hadn't even scratched the surface when it came to the abuse she allegedly suffered. "Honestly, it still blows my mind every day I wake up how my family and the conservatorship were able to do what they did to me. It was demoralizing and degrading," she fired. "I'm not even mentioning all the bad things they did to me, which they should all be in jail for. Yes, including my church-going mother," she added, and said she refused to keep her mouth shut any longer. Zayn Malik vs Yolanda Hadid. Former One Direction star shocked fans when he split from his girlfriend Gigi Hadid, with whom he has a baby, earlier this year. He was accused of striking her mother, Yolanda, something he denied. But the pop star agreed to not contest claims being made in U.S. media that he had hit the Real Housewives star. He issued a statement saying, "I adamantly deny striking Yolanda Hadid, and for the sake of my daughter I decline to give any further details, and I hope that Yolanda will reconsider her false allegations and move towards healing these family issues in private." According to documents obtained by TMZ, Zayn reportedly showed up at Gigi and Zayn's Pennsylvania home on Sept. 29 and got into a nuclear argument with his fiancée and her mother. Zayn allegedly called Yolanda effing Duchess T, and commanded her to stay away from my effing daughter. He also referred to his daughter as the effing sperm that came out of my effing sea. The site claims the father of one was charged with 4 criminal offences of harassment, and has pleaded guilty on one and no contest on the other 3. A few hours before adamantly denying striking Yolanda, Zayn also tweeted out an explanation. He wrote, "As you all know, I'm a private person and I very much want to create a safe and private space for my daughter to grow up in. A place where private family matters aren't thrown on the world stage for all to poke and pick apart." He added, "In an effort to protect that space for my daughter, I agreed to not contest claims arising from an argument I had with a family member of my partner's who entered our home while my partner was away several weeks ago." Zayn and Gigi are now reportedly dealing with lawyers and trying to find a way to co-parent their daughter Kai peacefully. A source told Us Weekly, Gigi met with her lawyers last week. She also met with new lawyers to start helping with custody issues. "There will be conversations about custody." The source added that Zayn will always be a part of her life despite Gigi finding the alleged altercation between him and Yolanda distressing. Anne Robinson vs Rachel Riley. New Countdown host Anne Robinson was widely reported to be feuding with her co-star Rachel Riley. Anne even allegedly switched off Rachel's microphone prior to filming. In the most recent incident, a source said Anne griped that Rachel was being too loud as she was chatting to contestants ahead of shooting. She also reportedly complained about Rachel being on the phone too much and turning up to film at the last minute. An insider told The Sun, "It's safe to say there's no love lost." Rachel was reported to have been furious over Anne's actions and told the rest of the crew that she completely disagreed with being silenced. There were rumors of a toxic feud between Anne, Rachel, and Dictionary Corner's Susie Dent, who don't care for Anne. A producer who previously worked with Anne also told the publication that the host is known for her dislike of noise and timekeeping and will tolerate neither. Anne also has tinnitus and cannot bear excess sound, they said. Rachel, with her big heels and even bigger personality, can be quite loud on set. Rachel used to chat to contestants before every show, and Anne found it hugely distracting. Rachel felt she couldn't do her job properly, or bond with the contestants to help them to relax, before the cameras started rolling. The producer said that the tension was palpable but that Anne finds the whole thing hilarious. "There's nothing like a bit of good-natured rivalry to get the juices flowing," they continued. Rachel is obviously a professional and never late for filming, she just cuts things more fine than perhaps Stickler Anne would like. In a recent interview with OK! Magazine, Rachel seemed to hint at their alleged fallout, saying no one would describe Anne as cuddly and added that they get ready in separate rooms. Rachel continued, "She found her feet very quickly and soon made the show her own. She's comfortable bantering with the contestants." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry vs. the royal family. The world was absolutely stunned this year when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry sat down for a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey, where they made astonishing accusations against the royal family. The couple made a number of allegations, as Meghan claimed she had been refused mental health treatment while she was pregnant with their son Archie. They also claimed that questions had been asked about what color Archie's skin would be, and Meghan said she believed that the color of her little boy's skin was the reason he wasn't given the title of prince. She also claimed the Duchess of Cambridge made her cry. The Duke of Sussex also said that he felt let down by his father the Prince of Wales and a lot of hurt has happened. Prince Harry claimed that as Charles has been through something similar he knows what the pain is like. He added Charles has stopped taking his phone calls after he and Meghan moved away. speaking about his father and brother, Harry added that he probably wouldn't have quit the firm if it hadn't been for Meghan, saying he was trapped in the system. Shortly before the interview aired, the Duchess was accused of emotional cruelty as it was claimed she faced a bullying complaint from one of her closest advisors at Kensington Palace. The complaint reportedly claimed Meghan drove two personal assistants out of the household and was undermining the confidence of a third staff member, The Times reported. A spokesman for the Sussexes said they were the victims of a calculated smear campaign based on misleading and harmful misinformation. The interview led to the departure of Piers Morgan from Good Morning Britain after a row over comments he made saying he didn't believe a word of what Meghan had said regarding her mental health. The tension between Meghan, Harry and the royals shows no sign of stopping. Harry is releasing a bombshell memoir in 2022 which is sure to ruffle more feathers, and there are reports the couple could return for a follow-up chat with Oprah. Chrissy Teigen vs Courtney Stodden. Chrissy Teigen issued a groveling apology in May after tweets emerged where she urged Courtney Stodden to kill themselves. She since said she was an insecure, attention-seeking troll and is ashamed and completely embarrassed about the vile messages. Courtney, who uses they/them pronouns, shot to fame in 2011 when they were 16 and married Doug Hutchinson, who was 51 at the time, and starred in several reality shows together. Chrissy tweeted to Courtney in 2011, "My Friday fantasy, you. Dirt nap. Baby." In another tweet, Chrissy told Courtney to go to sleep. Forever. Reflecting on the torrent of abuse, Courtney said, "Chrissy wouldn't just publicly tweet about wanting me to take a dirt nap but would privately DM me and tell me to kill myself. Things like, 'I can't wait for you to die.'" A dirt nap alludes to a dead person's burial. Courtney continued, "She stalked me. She harassed me. She bullied me, and keep in mind, I was a minor. She would call me a slut, she would tell me she hated me. Every name in the book she called me." Amid a huge backlash, Chrissy apologized to Courtney, admitting, "I was an insecure, attention-seeking troll. I am ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior, but that is nothing compared to how I made Courtney feel." She added, "I have tried to connect with Courtney privately, but since I publicly fueled all this, I want to also publicly apologize. I'm so sorry, Courtney. I hope you can heal now knowing how deeply sorry I am." But in response, Courtney told TMZ, "I accept her apology and forgive her. But, the truth remains the same, I have never heard from her or her camp in private. In fact, she blocked me on Twitter." Courtney added, "All of me wants to believe this is a sincere apology, but it feels like a public attempt to save her partnerships with Target and other brands who are realizing her wokeness is a broken record. If you're struggling and need to talk, the Samaritans operate a free helpline open 24/7 on 116 123. Alternatively, you can email joe@Samaritans. Or visit their site to find your local branch. Do you have a story to share? Email webfeatures@trinitymirror.com.